Good morning and a happy Saturday. The time now is 7:17 and we're waking up to some cloudy skies with a nice breeze and therefore a little bit of a cooler feel outside. Tough to complain in October. We're right where we should be as far as our average high temperature over the next few days, and that comes with a rain chance that's honestly much needed, but of course we've got a lot of festivities across the area this weekend. So right now temperatures on the North Shore and in the metro are climbing towards 70s and not far off of 80, and just a few spots on the North Shore were much cooler than we are south of the lake. And our radar picture showing a little bit of activity here towards the coastline, but we're certainly dry in the metro, and we'll continue to see that over the next few hours before the rain chances increase a little bit later on this evening and especially late tonight to overnight and Sunday. So that scattered rain just going to affect a few of us. It's not a total washout all day today, but we're definitely going to need the umbrella as you might be heading out for late night activities into the early morning Saints time frame. Of course, hopefully needing it for more than just a second line coming off of a win. The higher chances are going to be with us tomorrow through Monday, and then we'll start to dry out into the middle of the week, and our temperatures are going to rise back into the upper 80s. But hopefully we're through with those 90-degree highs. Now, there's no strong cold front in sight, but as we get a little later into the month, some models are starting to showcase the possibility of a little bit of a cooler feel in the air. So that's the hope. The winds right now are pretty significant as you step outside, a little breeze, and we've certainly got them at the lakefront more than anywhere, right around that 20-mile-per-hour range. So we continue with your forecast only rising to the upper 70s or lower 80s today. Of course, the more rain we have, the cooler it's going to be. And it's a pleasant and comfortable afternoon on tap, more than likely. Now, we do have the possibility of some coastal flooding because of that wind. So areas highlighted in green here showcasing some higher tides, and that could be with us through Sunday. Of course, we saw that yesterday as well. And most of this is coming from a low system, which is out in the open water. Now, it's tropical in nature, but of course, it's not going to be anything that actually develops or forms. It's just bringing us these rain chances. So we don't have any concern for severe weather by any means. And we're also going to watch yet another system that the National Hurricane Center is monitoring near Florida, just to see if it could potentially develop a little bit later on. But let's show you the precision cast and some of these rainfall timeframes and totals that we could expect a little bit later. You'll notice here's the low pressure off towards the south and offshore. We've got the remnants of that rain spinning up a little bit closer to New Orleans proper. But most of this is going to be on the coastline, and then as we get into later on tonight, the overnight time frame and early tomorrow, we'll have the possibility of some heavier downpours here in the metro. So as you might be waking up tomorrow to enjoy the Saints game, driving into the city for kickoff, we are going to see the possibility of some heavier downpours on the roadways. Hopefully right around the noon time frame, we'll start to see some improvements, and then as you're leaving the dome, it should be starting to dry out a little bit more with another round of rain in the forecast for Monday, especially along the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So those rain chances again later on tonight into the overnight period and your Sunday morning. Just make sure that you've got our app downloaded, and we could have some isolated street flooding, but not anticipating a really huge issue here. As we get into the next couple mornings, we should be pretty good to go as far as more comfortable temperatures, at least on the North Shore. So some good news there. Our forecast for the next couple of afternoons, a little bit cooler, and then we'll start to see those mid to upper 80s returning as we get into the later part of next week. So we'll go with a 60% rain chance for Sunday, Monday, a little bit less opportunity today, and we'll continue to see next week showcasing drier conditions all around. Here's your 7-day forecast. Again, coastal rain as a primary threat for this afternoon, and then we'll see those higher rain chances moving back into the metro a little bit later tonight. Tomorrow you can expect more widespread coverage across the board, and that'll be with us through Monday before we dry out the rest of the week.